Hey everybody, it's Aiden here once again and welcome back to rFactor 2 as we're going to be going for another race. Now, before we get into the race, I'm just going to have to say that this was the most frustrating video I've recorded so far. I originally planned for this to be a 16-lap race around the Bathurst track in sort of conjunction with the real Bathurst race in V8 Supercars that happened this weekend. However, on the 16th lap, because it was 10% and would therefore be the 100-kilometre version of the race, on the 16th lap, everybody pitted. So I was essentially handed a win, and I thought, well, this isn't going to work as a video. So I ditched that, and I decided, right, I'll do 8 laps, 50 kilometres. And I kept getting punted, I kept getting spun round, Garth Tander was being a twat, Coulthard kept punting me off, Wingcut was his usual self, and it got really frustrating. So I went away, I had my dinner, I came back, and I started again, 8 laps. And I thought, hang on a second, I'm getting through the field really quickly here, even though the difficulty was on something like 95, 96%. And I thought, this could be a last to first challenge. And then I thought, yeah, screw it, this is going to be a last to first challenge now, at Bathurst in a V8 Supercar. And I had crew chief running, and I had it all going, and I completed the race. I won't tell you where I came, but basically what happened was it failed to record. Luckily, however, rFactor 2 saves all of the races as a replay. So while this race actually happened, I'm going to be commentating over it in replay mode as opposed to live like I normally would, because it was a good race. And I wanted to do something Bathurst related for the great race. So let's just get on with the race and yeah, see how I did. Okay, so here we are on the grid at Bathurst. Couldn't see the lights, so I had to watch that man with the green flag there on the right-hand side. And he drops the flag, and away we go. Just dived across the track to fend off Davey Reynolds there, the 2017 Bathurst winner. Got a huge start. Don't know what happened. Thought I'll cut the corner here. Get in behind the Holden car. And I think it's Todd Kelly. So we came at the mountain straight for the first time. And you're actually able to pinpoint the second that I decided, actually, last the first challenge, this could happen. As we dive up the inside, we get these two here. That was Craig Lowndes as well. And then we're following, this is Jamie Wingcup into the cutting. And then we decide, hang on, Scott Pye. And that was the point I realised, yep, last to first, this is on. So we come up the mountain and throw it up the inside as we watch on, Aaron Russell bounce off the wall. Following Mark Winterbottom in the Bottle Ford Falcon, my favourite car of all time, as Frosty bounces it off the wall. Ruins my favourite car of all time. And then into the S's for the first time. Feel the steering go light there as you go into the right-hander. It's quite unnerving, especially if you're trying to correct the car as it's starting to kick out. And then you overcorrect it, and that's it, you're in the wall, game over. And then I see a gap here. Go straight through, and yep, that's where the thumbnail came from. So we've dispatched with the Bottle Ford Falcon, and Bottle is just a funny word. Following the Volvo S60 now of James Moffat, son of Alan Moffat. So we come down Conrod Straight, and the other cars were getting some sort of boost up here. I don't know why, as we use the apron, and then hard on the brakes into the chase. Bit of a short shift there just to keep the back end in check as Moffat goes defensive. So we go to the outside and just give him a little bit of a bump and a nudge through the final corner and clatter Mark Winterbottom in the driver's side door. But then we slam on the brakes and we get both of them into Hellbend. Take it properly this time. And then back up Mountain Straight. Gives you a bit of time to gather your thoughts before tackling the mountain again. Absolutely brilliant track. I love Bathurst. Even more so in these cars, and these are my favourite cars to drive in rFactor 2, and haven't driven them for absolutely ages. Don't know why. As we come into the cutting again. A little bit of understeer. Just let the car go. Short shift again. There in the exit of the chaser where I short shift just to keep the car going in a straight line. Sometimes you can actually use a gear change to generate some turn-in, graze the wall there. Because even when changing into fourth, it wants to spin the rear wheels. Tim Blanchard is getting in my way. And he moved across and I had to take avoiding action. And that's the excuse I'll give the stewards anyway. And crew chief, the app I use when I'm doing these kinds of races, was shouting at me. But if that was iRacing, we would have had the, you cut the corner, you'll have to give back the time you gained. Yeah, worst accent ever. My accent, not the Australian accent. I think I got away with that one. Anyway, chasing the next victim on our way through the crowd. And I think we're up to... Where are we up to now? Are we up to like 1, 2, 3, 4... I think we're in 6th now. Can't see position or lap indicator on the screen. We've only got our speed and gear, unfortunately. But I know Michael Caruso was winning. And then we've got Shane Van Gisbergen directly ahead. And thankfully those four or five guys in front, so yes, we are in 6th. Because they were battling with each other, it meant I could just catch up. And difficulty was on, like I say, about 95, 96%. To get the realistic lap times, so 204s, 205s. But the drivers seem to be quite a bit slow in race trim. But we just kept chopping time off every lap. Ended up setting the fastest lap of a 206.1, which is stupidly quick for me in a race situation. Qualifying trim, I have done long runs here before, but qualifying I've done a 205.2. That's my fastest here, as Lee Holdsworth gets in my way. But we find a little bit of a gap and we go through. SVG's next. I think it's SVG. Can't see his number. But this is a great part of the track. You just sort of got to get the braking just right to stop yourself from locking up and get the line right. Straighten your way out to get down here. But you'll see what I mean. SVG's car will just pull away slightly up this hill while my car will struggle to get up it. And then we just get a burst of speed. Don't know why that happens. Take a certain line through that kink to maximise the braking zone. There I didn't short shift, used the entire rev range that time. Keep the car as far to the right as you possibly can. Yeah, that is SVG. Just saw the 97 on his back window. Goes across the line again. I think I've lost track of what lap we're on. But went past SVG and thought I might as well take Tim Slade as well. And then ahead we've got Rick Kelly and Michael Caruso. On replay mode, showing the textures aren't at their highest. If you've seen this car before in any of my other V8 Supercar videos, either in AJ Vehicle Solutions trim or the Amazon livery that I use, that Only Domains logo is in much higher quality. It's got a bit of a kick of oversteer coming across the top of the mountain. And I bet it looks fantastic on lap 1. All the cars flying past. Into the S's. Kelly tries to defend, and it just keeps the car going in a straight line. Sometimes you just let the car roll down the hill, let gravity take over. But that's the difficult part about coming down the hill, is that you're fighting gravity. You're trying to slow down, but gravity wants you to speed up. Accidentally let the revs hit the limiter. Cars pull away again. Hard braking for the chase again. Got a bit too greedy with the throttle on the exit. Chucked it into first for some reason. Well, I plucked first, gave it some jandle, to quote Scott McLaughlin, and came on the back of Rick Kelly thinking, oh, I might be able to get the switch back, but ended up just going around the outside of him. I'm also using the 2016 version of Bathurst that I found online. I'll put a link for it. I'll probably do a video at some point on how to drive quickly around Bathurst, because there is an art to it. I found that just by doing certain things I gained a second in certain places, particularly the S's. As we chase Michael Caruso across the top of the mountain, and we just find the gap and go for it. I mean, he's the last car, but we took every risk in the book to get past him, but that is the last of first completed. We are first. So now we just got to bring it home. Our last of first challenge isn't complete without bringing it home, as we abuse the track limits there, coming through the S's. And Jeff Peterson, my race engineering crew chief, he was yelling at me for abusing track limits, but rFactor 2's message centre wasn't saying cut tracks, so fuck Jeff. And if you're watching this thinking, he's going a bit slow down here, only 170 kilometres, that's because it's in miles an hour. Because UK. I use litres for my fuel. I use pounds per square inch for my tyre pressures. Newton meters for my shock absorbers. And miles an hour for my speed. So we're crazy up here. Hell corner now as we start another lap. Use all the track. Hit the rev limiter again. Not a good sign. There's a bump just there as you approach the braking zone for, I think this is either Quarry or Griffin's Bend, I can't remember. And if you brake before the bump or on the bump, it just messes up your braking, and you either spear off to the right or you go straight on. Coming up through Sulman Park again. Feathering the throttle coming through that corner there, just thinking, can I do it flat? Can I do it flat? No, I can't do it flat. Such fast corners. I think I might have grazed the wall on the inside there. I think this is the lap I did a 2:06 as well. Absolutely flew round on this lap. Not quite the 2:03 that Scotty Mack did in qualifying the other day. That was just ridiculous. Look, Conrad straight. So quick up here. Such a challenge as well, because you're doing about, I mean, 188 miles an hour is when I dared to look at the speedo, because I was just looking, where's my braking point, where's my braking point? And then you've got to get 1.5 tons of supercar stopped. A bit of trail braking into the chase there. Doing nearly 100 miles an hour on the exit. Use the curb there for a bit of turning. And then into hell corner again. Deceptively difficult, both corners, especially in a supercar. So you don't want to understeer. And you don't want to be too greedy on the exit and kick the back end out. And what I've noticed about Bathurst is once you lose time, you don't get it back. I like to use all the track on the exit of that corner as well. You just got to try and straight line that bit as much as you can. There's the short shift to just make sure that we're okay with the tyres. So that corner there, I'm just like, it's not quite flat. It's about 95%. People with better setups than me, or better, well, people with bigger balls than me could probably do it flat, but no, I can't do it. Really abusing the track limits now. I think I'd done the 206 and then I did a 206.1. It was something like 206.9 then 206.1. I was like, I want a 205. And I bollocksed it. Oh dear. It's been a long day. And then we come back into the chase. I think I might have... by this point I've perfected the braking point, and then I'd stopped short shifting because I found that just letting it run in second gear round was enough. And then I'd change to fifth and then come back down instead of letting it run in fourth just for the engine braking. And we're just constantly pulling away from the guys behind. I was in hot lap mode. But this Ford Falcon just sounds so good. I think the Nissan sounds the best. But I'll leave all the relevant links to this track. The mod can be found on the Steam Workshop. I'll put a link into Crew Chief as well for you to try. It's completely free. Oh yeah, this is the final lap because I almost fluffed it right at the end. So I thought, right, we'll just put it into cruise mode. Short shift, wave to the crowd. Celebrate a win before even crossing the line. And then we almost lost it again. I checked the tyres, and the right-hand side front and the right-hand side rear were yellow, very yellow, and the left side were actually still green. So I must have been doing something completely wrong coming into here. Just getting as close to the wall as I can. Conrod straight, final time. How fast will we go? Use the apron on the outside. 185 miles an hour. I was getting about 188 in slipstream, and then the rev limiter hit using the Bathurst gear ratios in the tuning menu. And then we approach Murray's Corner, brake nice and early, don't want to mess it up right at the end. Kick of oversteer, and then we just take the piss by going over the line. And that is our last first challenge in rFactor 2 in a V8 supercar at Bathurst. I think I got everything in there. But if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. And if you want to see more fooling around in cars like this, then please subscribe. What was that? Oh yeah, please pound the subscribe button, as a recent subscriber said he did, because pounding the subscribe button has to count for about 5 extra subscribers, surely. So, until next time, I've been Aidan Millward. Have a cracking day wherever you live in the world, and I'll see you very, very soon. So until then, goodbye. I don't know what happened there. If I bleed